Hello, AFDA students. In this video, I'm going to help you with page 2 of project 4. So you've already finished your vertex form, and now we are going to use regression to find your standard form. You already probably have Desmos. Remember that you put a link back here, so you can open up that link. I'm going to open it. And this is my vertex form equation. I'm going to get rid of this, and then I'm going to resave it with a new name. Oh, I have to log in. Okay, so I'm going to resave it with a different name. I'm going to call this stained glass standard form. Okay, so now I can still go back to my vertex form one here, but now I also have standard form. All right, so I need to come up with some more points on this parabola here. I already have the vertex is 2, 2, and so I'm going to click down here, and I'm going to just start looking for points. Like over here, seems like there might be a point around 4, 2. And I feel like it's just a little bit high. I just want to put it down the littlest bit, so I'm going to go to 1.9. Okay, so I like it there. Next, I'm going to go to here. Where is it crossing? It looks like it's a little bit below the 2, so I'm going to try 0, 1.5. That one's a little too low. I'm going to try 1.8. All right, I like that one there. I'm going to look for my x-intercepts. So let's see, over here, it looks like I'm crossing the x-axis just a little past -2. So I'm going to try -2.5. And then the y value here is 0. All right, I went too far, so let me try -2.4. I'm getting closer. -2.3 seems to work. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to find the x-intercept on this side. Looks like it's a little more than 6, so I'll try 6.5, and the y is 0. All right, that went too far, so let's try. I'm sorry, that didn't go far enough. I was looking at the wrong number. I need to go over here. So I'm going to try 6.7. Okay, and I'm okay with that. So here are some points on my parabola, and I need to copy those points into here. Now I already have them in my sample, so I'm just going to copy them over. Let's see. But you would just type your points in there. All right, now it says to find a curve of best fit using this quadratic regression. A lot of you guys like to try to copy and paste. It just doesn't work that well with copy and paste, so I'm just going to type it right in. So this is the equation. I'm going to add a new f of x expression. And I type y1. I didn't have to do anything special to get the 1 down there. Then the tilde, which is shift and then the key below the escape. ax1. To get this squared, I use this here. And then I have plus bx1. And then plus c. All right, and so now I have a parabola that goes pretty much through those points that I graphed. Pretty close to them. All right, and these are the values for A, B, and C. So let's see what the report asks for. It asks for a link to the graph, so let me go back here and save it. All right, and to get the link, I'm going to go right here to share graph, and I'm going to copy it. Okay, for a picture of the graph, I'm going to go to same and then export the image, and then I'm going to right click it and copy the image. And I'll paste that here and make it smaller. All right, so now I need to write the equation. It's going to look like y equals ax squared. I do control and the period to move that up, and then control and period to move it down again, plus bx plus c. So notice it's kind of like the regression, but up here, this regression, it used x1 and y1 instead of x and y, because that's telling Desmos to use the values from this table, which are labeled x1 and y1. But when I write my actual equation, I just write y and x. I do need to put in the numbers for a, b, and c. Now I'm seeing that it asks for them up here. So the numbers for a, b, and c were found by Desmos. I'm going to round them to 2 decimal places. So my a is negative 0.11. And my b is 0.4, and I'll round that up to 9, 0.49. And my c is 1.73. Okay, so then I'm going to take those numbers and I'm going to substitute them into this. So I need negative. That one goes instead of the A. This one goes instead of the B. And this one goes instead of the C. Okay, so I have now my equation that Desmos came up with. And lastly, it says choose an integer x value that's not one of your 5 previously picked points, plug it into the equation to get the y coordinate. So my parabola goes like between about -2 to 6, so I want to choose a number in between there. And I think I did one already on my sample. Let's see what I chose before. I chose 5, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug in 5. You don't have to choose 5, you can choose a different number. And I'm going to substitute that for the x here. So then I take out the x, and I'm just trying to plug in this value, 5, for x. And that will tell me what will be the y value on the parabola. All right, so you could do this with a calculator. You could square 5, multiply it by -0.11. You could multiply 0.49 times 5, and then you would add up all 3 of these. Desmos will do it, but it does get the squared messed up. So I'm going to copy just this part. I'm going to add a new line here. And I just need to change this. So I'm going to delete the 2 there, and I'm going to make it a squared. All right, and so now it seems like it's doing the math correctly, and I get an answer that y would be 1.43. So let's see if that makes sense. When my x is 5 over here, my y should be about 1.43. And that's pretty close. Actually it says 1.378, but I think that's because of the rounding that I had to do. So I'm taking this answer here, 1.43. All right, and that means that there is a point at 5, comma 1.43. Okay, so once you finish this page, you are going to move on to the report. You will see that in the sample, I did an example of an introductory paragraph and an analysis paragraph. I did not do an example of a reflection paragraph, but refer back to the sample if you're having any trouble getting started.